Hey Alicia, so I want to talk about the commercial real estate development in the southern part of Dubai. And when I say southern part of Dubai, I'm talking about Dubai South, Jebel Ali Port, Dubai Industrial City, Dubai Logistics City, Dubai Investment Park, and Expo City Dubai. So this is the entire development. And I feel that this in the near future, this is the new center of Dubai's future because all the developments happening on that side at this point of time. So what is your take on this?
I agree. For me, Navroz, though, I think the appeal of Dubai South lies in the fact that this is the first time that Dubai is developing a suburban area
Right.
where infrastructure development has preceded urban development.
Exactly.
And I think that is where, for me, Dubai South wins. Although for me, I think that it is a long-term prospect.
Right.
I don't think that it's a project that will get over in the next 5 years or the next 3 years or the next 7 years. It will take a lot longer,
Right.
given the size of its development.
I agree.
But the fact remains that this is the first time that they're developing an entire area where everything from commercial to logistics to residential
Right.
and everything is happening side by side with each other.
Exactly.
So I think that's for me the appeal of Dubai South. And plus, there's already ready communities there in the form of Imar South, in the form of Pulse Villas. Then Damak is doing a master community called
Right.
Riverside by Damak. And then Imar has plans for two mega communities there, the Grand Polo Resort and which is the other one, the Heights Country Club. And of course, then there are other developments like Azizi Venice and so on. So I feel
Right.
like with all these residential developments coming side by side with commercial, I think that area has a lot of potential.
I completely agree. So entire Dubai South development on that side, it's backed by visionary planning,
Yeah.
unmatched connectivity. And I was just reading how much investment government has done in this part of Dubai. They've invested almost 120 billion dirhams in
Yeah.
the last decade.
Yeah.
And Dubai South, it's not just Dubai South. It consists of Dubai Logistics City, Mohammed bin Rashid Aerospace. Mohammed bin Rashid Aerospace is a dedicated free zone for aerospace companies.
Correct.
So Boeing, Airbus, they have moved there. Dubai Logistics City, Amazon, DHL, all big names logistics companies have moved there. So this will have all the workforce coming on this side.
Correct.
So definitely this area is going to boom in the near future.
You're right. You know what I read the other day? Logistics in Dubai contributes about 14.8% to Dubai's GDP.
Right.
And in that way, also the fact that they're making the largest logistical corridor that will connect the Al Maktoum airport with the Jebel Ali port, which is
Yes.
the seventh largest port in the world. I think the influx of that many people coming in there, and you can already see this development. You can see the fact that, like you said, Amazon has moved their headquarters there. DHL is coming in
Right.
over there. There is Yiwu Mart, which is one of China's largest
Exactly.
JVs with any other government, with the China commodity city. There is Bharat Mart coming there, which will enable more than 20,000 Indian traders to open up
Exactly.
shop there. With all of this, and then of course Emirates Airline coming in and Siemens moving their headquarters there.
Right.
I think there is mega development happening there. So by the time this entire development is finished, we're
Yes.
going to be looking at a self-sustaining city of its own.
Exactly,
Right?
exactly. I completely agree. So I was looking at when you mentioned about Jebel Ali Port. Jebel Ali Port is the largest port in the Middle East, and I was looking at the last year's global trade. It contributed 450 billion dirhams of global trade. That contributes 23% to the GDP. That's a
Wow, of the entire
yes,
UAE.
exactly,
Wow.
exactly. So and even if you look at this Dubai Logistics City and the Al Maktoum International Airport, which will be the largest airport in the world by area when it's completed. So this all will be like have seamless connectivity for this organizations doing trade here.
Correct. And also, what I like is the fact that once Maktoum Airport is finished, you're not only connecting from sea, you have connectivity through land because you're
Yes.
connected with Sheikh Zayed Road, you're connected with Mohammed bin Zayed Road, and you're connected with Emirates Road, which is E611.
Exactly.
So you have road connectivity, then you have Etihad Rail, which is coming in that area.
Right.
You have air connectivity, which is Maktoum Airport. And then you have Jebel Ali Port, which,
Exactly.
DP World. So you're connected through all possible means of transportation,
Exactly.
and that will kind of help towards creation of almost 500,000 jobs in that area.
Exactly.
And I feel like
agree.
that is what is going to drive that area further up as we go along.
I completely agree. In fact, I was looking at southern part of Dubai. This entire development is backed by visionary planning, unmatched connectivity.
Yeah.
So this planning not started now.
Correct.
This planning started like 10, 15 years ago.
Correct. And that's one thing I was going to say. You know how people think that everything in Dubai is a knee-jerk reaction, but
Yes,
it's not. If you
exactly.
even look at the site of Expo 2020, although it was the first time that any city or any country in the Middle East has been awarded such a big trade fair,
Yes,
when the design started for Expo 2020, they started designing Expo site with the intention that about 80% of the infrastructure that they built for Expo 2020 will be repurposed and reused.
right.
This is the first time that a world trade fair of such a magnitude has happened anywhere around the world,
Yes,
and 80% of it has consciously been repurposed and reused, and imagine that this is how it would be. So when they
Right.
started planning the expo, they knew that once the expo is over, we will retain the Wasl Dome,
Yes.
we will retain the UAE pavilion, we'll retain the Saudi pavilion, we'll retain the water feature. What's it
Exactly.
called? Do you remember? Pebble.
Not able to recall.
I don't remember also, but they retained all of that infrastructure and they planned the site of Expo 2020 to be the first walkable city of Dubai, like the first 15-minute city of Dubai.
Exactly.
That takes visionary planning, like you said, you know.
Definitely.
So that doesn't just come as a knee-jerk reaction after the expo is over that, okay, the infrastructure exists now, let's
Yes.
just do something with it, you know.
Exactly. So-
Plus, what I like in terms of how they're doing residential development in Expo City today, if you see any mega community or any mega district that any tier 1 developer has ever built across
Right,
Dubai,
right.
in the first phase of any community development is usually where you will find the most relaxed and the most flexible payment plans.
Yes.
Because those developers know that that location is still developing.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
And they want to give first movers advantage to
Right.
both investors and residents who are going to be living in those areas.
I agree.
So you'll see that the most easy payment plans are what you will find at the starting.
Right.
Versus when infrastructure development in that area is already completed,
Right.
when that area has already become a living, thriving hub, payment plans usually get more cutthroat.
Exactly.
So, you will start seeing payment plans like 60-40, 70-30, 80-20,
Right.
90-10
Right.
at handover. There's nothing like a post handover once a community becomes ready.
Exactly.
Whereas I think what the government has done extremely smartly with Expo City is that even though the infrastructure is already ready in that community,
Right.
you have a red line metro connectivity, you have bus connectivity, you have schools, you have hospitals, you have nurseries, you have
Exactly.
offices, you have business parks. There's still a post handover payment plan.
Exactly. I agree.
So this for me is a mega win because for me this allows not only investors
Right.
but residents in Dubai to buy homes at affordable prices
Right.
without compromising on the quality of life
Exactly.
that they would have in prime areas in Dubai,
Yes.
right?
I completely agree.
So I think that is where for me Dubai South wins.
Exactly. In fact, when you mentioned about Expo City Dubai, and I remember first visiting the site when Expo City Dubai started leasing, and I was truly impressed. 80% of the infrastructure is retained.
Yes.
They could have demolished everything and started over again, but they didn't do that. That shows their commitment to innovation and sustainability.
Correct.
And all the buildings are LEED certified buildings.
That's what I was just going to say,
Exactly.
that over 100 buildings are LEED certified over there.
Yes.
They've committed that by 2050, they will be net zero, like they'll
Yes.
be net carbon zero.
Exactly.
That's a tall claim to make.
Exactly.
I mean, I was thinking about it. I come from India and,
Right.
buildings over there last like 70, 80, 100 years sometimes.
Yes.
They're literally like dilapidated buildings that are breaking from the inside.
Right.
But even imagining that a single building can be repurposed and made into something else
Exactly.
in most parts of the world is really
Yes.
difficult.
I agree. I agree.
So making, and I mean, you remember how the design of the UAE pavilion was? It was like a falcon.
Yes.
And how the Saudi Arabia pavilion was, it was like a book.
Yes.
Making that kind of a structure and then thinking that, okay, this could one day become an office,
Yes.
or this could one day become the headquarters of one of the biggest companies in the world
Exactly.
is unimaginable. Like
Yes.
to common people, I
Right.
think it's unimaginable.
Yes.
Imagining that a desert will become a walkable 15-minute city
Exactly.
where you will not have cars driving on the roads.
Right.
And to be able to do that, they've literally used like a different kind of, like the roads are not like they're using some low organic compound kind
Yes.
of a thing, like
So-
low VOC.
Yes. So what
right?
they've done, they have elevated the space.
Okay.
So it's 7 meters elevated.
Wow.
So all the cars will go from the
From the bottom.
bottom, yeah, from the basement kind of, and the connectivity from one building to another building, I can easily drive.
Yeah.
I don't need to go up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's really smart, like what they've done, and also the entire development. You know, you mentioned about headquarters moving, DP World Pavilion. Remember?
Yes.
Now DP World will be having the headquarters there.
Yeah.
Emirates Airlines will be having the headquarters there. Siemens Industries, Siemens Energy,
Yeah.
Nestle,
Yeah.
all big names have moved.
Yeah.
And these are like LEED certified platinum, LEED certified platinum, LEED certified gold.
Gold. Yeah. I think
Truly
the
impressive.
lowest is silver. I don't think there's any building that is rated lower than silver.
Yes, so these
out
are
of
gold
those
and
buildings.
platinum certified
Yeah.
buildings.
Yeah. Which again, I think it's the first time in the Middle East that so many buildings have a LEED certification.
Yes.
But it's not just LEED; they are also certified by BREEAM. They are also certified by FSC certifications and stuff like that. So
Yes.
it's not just
Exactly.
LEED. It's also other certifications that they're doing.
Yes.
The fact that the COP28 summit happened in Expo last
Yes,
year
exactly.
is the fact. I mean, that shows Dubai's like
It's there.
commitment
yeah,
to doing better and
Yes.
to building a better legacy.
exactly. I agree. So we always see that Dubai's boom with so much construction. There's no concept of sustainability, but they have that commitment to real estate sustainability,
Yes.
innovation.
Yes.
So
yes.
it's truly impressive what government is doing.
What the government is doing, I agree.
Exactly.
Plus, also there is within Expo City. I was reading the other
Right.
day that they're not just building the buildings and the Expo Valley with the townhouses and villas, but they're actually creating also a 1 kilometer long wadi,
Yes.
which will have like different terrain, so people can go hiking and they can go walking and
Yes.
they can climb, and there'll be like free roaming gazelles
Exactly.
in the
exactly,
wadi. So
exactly.
I mean, 10 years ago, if somebody told me go to Dubai South, which is on the border of Dubai and Abu Dhabi, I would have been like, what?
Why?
But today, if somebody tells me that, I'd be like, you know what? I don't mind it.
Definitely.
And that is actually happening with me. So I'm moving to Damac Hills
Right.
within this month. And that's in Dubai land.
Yes.
And I was just thinking about it the other day. I was like, there used to be a time when Arabian ranches used to feel far.
Right.
Today, I'm thinking that, it takes me 15 minutes to come from Damac Hills to Sheikh Zayed Road. Or
Exactly.
15 minutes from Damac Hills to my office, which is, on Sheikh Zayed Road. So that's where we're heading towards the future, right? Like
Yes.
today, a location that seems suburban,
Right.
10 years down the line is not going to feel suburban anymore.
Yes.
Right? Like it's
Exactly.
going to feel very integrated in the city. It's going to feel very much a part of the city, very much a living, thriving environment of its own.
Yes. Exactly.
And so I think
And if you notice, here the government is not telling us that this is the new center.
correct.
The way they are smartly doing the entire development, people are started realizing, yeah, this is the new center now.
Correct.
Let's move on this side.
Correct.
So it's not that they have to announce that there are little more incentives if you move on this side.
Yeah.
The rents are low. No,
Yeah.
They are not doing all those.
Yeah.
So this is quite impressive, like the way they are moving. The
I
new
agree.
Center.
And I think that for me, like one of the biggest wins in this area is also the fact that, until now in residential real estate in Dubai especially, the trend has always been that, 70%, it's always been 70% investors,
Right.
30% homeowners that buy residential
Yes.
real estate
Yes.
in Dubai. And a lot of residents until now have been unable to buy a house because they're paying their rent and then, buying their own house on mortgage
Yes.
means that they end up paying for two houses at the same time, and that is usually not possible for everybody.
Exactly.
And then when you look at prime neighborhoods like
Right.
Springs, where you guys live, or
Yes.
Meadows, or any of these kind of communities,
Yes.
it is usually difficult for people.
Right.
People are maxed out of these areas by
Yes.
investors. This is the
Exactly.
truth. But with Dubai South, and until now, the options were that they could have invested in some suburban location
Yes.
where there isn't great connectivity.
Right.
And they do have to compromise a little bit on their lifestyle. Like I remember a couple of years ago when one of our friends first moved beyond Dubai land.
Right.
We were like, you know what, we love you and we'll come to your house for the housewarming, but after that, you are coming to us. We're not coming
Yes.
to you. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
But today, for those people to move to Dubai South, given the fact that there is already metro connectivity, there is
Right.
already bus connections, there is already an airport close by,
Exactly.
there are offices close by, there are schools, there are hospitals. So you're not really compromising on the quality of life.
Right.
You're getting the same kind of life that you would if you were living in greens or ranches or meadows or the villa community or Villanova or Barsha or Garhood or any of these areas,
I agree. I agree.
you get the same quality of life, you get the same Dubai experience,
Yes, exactly.
and you get it at an affordable price point. So I think and you get a post handover payment plan.
Right.
So I think that will kind of encourage a lot more residents
Yes,
and homeowners
yes.
to buy in Dubai South versus just investors who are looking to make money.
Exactly. I completely agree. In fact, we spoke about the entire residential part, then we spoke about the logistics, the entire integrated logistics, industrial city, logistics city, airport, and Jebel Ali Port. Now look at Dubai Exhibition Center.
Agreed. Oh my
Yes.
God.
1.8 million square feet development.
Yes.
1.2 kilometers walk like from one end to another end.
Yes.
So where Dubai World Trade Center is hosting approximately 300 events annually, this will be hosting anywhere between 600 to 1200 events annually.
Wow.
And large mega events.
Wow.
And it will be contributing $54 billion to the
Wow.
economy.
Wow.
So just imagine like the way they are, and this in the beginning was only 40,000 square feet.
Yeah.
And they decided to expand on both the sides and make it 1.8 million square feet.
Wow.
That's a commitment. They are looking at having Dubai as a global hub.
Yeah. And I feel like along with that, like I know that the exhibition center expansion has already, like the phase 1 of the expansion
Yes,
has already
yes.
started. But also there is merit in the fact that while they're expanding the exhibition center, the DWTC has also tied up with Aldar,
Yes.
which is an Abu Dhabi backed, government developer. And they are doing a series of 6 buildings
Right.
valued at almost 1.75 billion dirhams.
Yes.
And they're not going to be selling these buildings. It's going to be a part of Aldar's build to hold portfolio, but
Right.
it will consist of residential, retail, and commercial development.
Yes.
So again, they're not just making a structure in the middle of nowhere. They're
Yes.
actually providing living spaces around it. There is also hospitality which is growing around it.
Exactly.
So Rove already exists
Yes.
because of the expo.
Right.
Dubai Parks and Resorts is about a 15-minute drive. That's where your Lapita Hotel and all of that is.
Exactly.
Then you have Palm Jebel Ali, which is coming at about a 20-minute drive.
Exactly.
And there will be so much hospitality. The hospitality sector will really grow once Palm Jebel Ali finishes.
Yes.
And then Dubai South provides the ideal living location for a lot of people who will be working in the hospitality and service industry in Palm Jebel Ali, because this will then just mean like a 15 to 20-minute drive for them.
I completely agree. I
Right,
completely
so-
agree. So quite impressive. In fact, I was also reading about Mohammed bin Rashid Aerospace Hub. It's a dedicated free zone for aerospace industry.
Wow.
Can you imagine like
Wow.
Boeing, Airbus, they all moved there. They will do their maintenance, repair and overall operations there.
Wow.
They will do the assembly of the parts. So the entire like dedicated free zone for aerospace
For
companies.
aerospace companies.
Which
Yeah.
is like never thought about this. Like
Yeah.
you always think Dubai as logistics, trade, and real estate
Yeah.
or tourism.
Correct.
But just the way the government is doing the entire development is truly impressive.
It's truly impressive. Plus, also, I feel like there's a lot of merit in when you open these businesses,
Yes.
especially in Dubai South. Like,
Yes.
you have 100% foreign ownership.
Yes.
You have tax exemptions for about 50 years or so. And, like, especially
Right.
for bigger companies like DP World and Emirates Airlines and
Yes.
stuff like that. You have relatively easier documentation to be able to open businesses than other parts of the world.
Exactly.
And ease of being able to do business, whether you're connecting to Asia, whether you're connecting to Africa or to Europe or to the US.
Yes.
We're very much in the center and very much connected to all these places. So in
Right.
that way, I think it's a very business conducive environment.
Right, exactly. In fact, I was reading about Jebel Ali Port, and it showed that more than 130 countries are doing trade through Jebel Ali.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just imagine it's such a big thing. Dubai is trading with more than 130 countries.
Yeah. And if you think about it, we're literally like a speck. We're
Exactly.
a speck on the globe.
Yes.
But so much of, the world's cargo moves through here.
Exactly. So I completely agree. And the way the entire development is going, even looking at Emaar South, Dubai South, Logistics City, Aerospace Hub, Expo City Dubai, all those developments are phenomenal.
Yes, they are. And there is also merit in the fact that if you see most of the communities that are coming up in those areas, whether it is Emaar South or whether it is Riverside by Damac, whether it's the Grand Polo Country
Right.
Club or the Heights Country Club that Emaar will do this year, the movement in these areas is towards larger units.
Yes.
So all these developers are also doing like townhouses and independent villas, and
Right.
the focus is not so much on standalone buildings.
Yes.
The focus is more on family homes.
Exactly.
Now, given how large scale these companies operate at,
Right.
their due diligence teams must have done this feasibility study
Yes,
that
yes.
okay, in the next 5 years or in the next 10 years, by the time these communities are ready for handover, we anticipate that the need is going to be for families that want to move in there,
Exactly.
not just young professionals.
Yes.
So they're accommodating the young professionals in the buildings at Expo City,
Right.
but all these mega developments that are coming up will cater more towards family audiences
Yes.
than just single people, or than just bachelors.
I
And-
completely agree. In fact, I want to highlight Dubai Industrial City, where the entire industrial city was developed for manufacturing activities, for logistics, for light industrial activity. So we never see Dubai as a manufacturing hub. But
Yeah.
A lot of developments happening on the manufacturing front.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
You're right. Until now, Dubai has always been the capital of repacking,
Re-export, yes.
re-export and repacking.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So now the manufacturing is happening on that side. Then even if you look at Dubai Investment Park, they've attracted global companies like Mars, then Unilever, Procter and Gamble.
Wow.
These are all big names. And
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
when they move to any location, they have an entire team where they study their entire location
course.
where they're moving.
Of course.
So definitely Dubai Investment Park. And Dubai Investment Park is not just industrial area. It's like proper residential developments, commercial developments, industrial activities. So everything, it's an integrated community development, I would say.
Yeah. There's also a business park in Dubai South, right?
Yes, there are 10 business park, A1 to A5 and B1 to B5.
Wow,
And
okay.
each business building park, I would say, the entire park offers 2.6 million square feet of commercial space.
Wow. And
Yes.
so are these available for, like, because you do commercials, so you
Right,
know a lot
right,
more
right.
about this than I do. But are these like available for any small to medium businesses, or it's just for those businesses that are opening their licenses in the free zones?
So Dubai South comes under a free zone jurisdiction. So you need to have Dubai South free zone license.
Dubai South itself is a free zone,
Free zone,
correct?
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So once you have, then they don't have any criteria that this you have to take this much space. But the advantage about this entire Dubai South Business Park is the floor plate is 50,000 square feet,
Okay.
and I've seen large commercial, large organizations when they're looking for large commercial spaces, they have so many challenges.
Yes.
Even if they have challenges like outdated infrastructure,
Yes.
traffic congestion, parking issues. The other advantage of Dubai South Business Park is that 50,000 square feet floor plate, no traffic congestion. It's easy. It's free zone jurisdiction. Parking ratio is 1:500 square feet. So, and a lot of visitors parking option available there.
Wow. So
So
they're
that's-
not having to split up their offices on
Exactly,
multiple floors.
exactly.
They can take up an entire floor
Exactly.
and be there.
Yes.
That's
Because
impressive.
I've done a couple of times helping organizations with consolidation.
Okay.
I've seen when they're growing so fast, they start moving to different locations or in different buildings itself. And then their administrative cost goes high.
Correct.
It becomes more inefficient operations. So for them, if they want to consolidate, they can take the entire floor plate, 50,000, 100,000 square feet, 150, whatever they need. So it's possible in Dubai South Business Park.
What are the ongoing rents for commercial spaces in Dubai South like?
So again, it depends. It's shell and core facility. So we are looking at anywhere between 100 to 150 dirhams per square feet.
Okay.
Yes.
Compare that to say one of the other business parks, say like which is more
Right.
centrally located in the city.
So if I say centrally located, say for example TIFC, or say One Central, Dubai World Trade Center, that's anywhere in the range of 250 to 350 dirhams per square feet.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And then you have issues of traffic and
Exactly,
no
exactly.
parking and not enough space on the same floor and so on.
Exactly.
Whereas here you get to kind of be away from all of this,
Exactly.
be consolidated under one umbrella,
Yes, yes.
and then pay cheaper rent.
Exactly.
And the laws are more relaxed.
Exactly.
Okay, so
And,
it's a win-win.
Exactly. And when it comes to One Central, yes, it's a great development, awesome location, everything is good. But if there's any event in Dubai World Trade Center,
Finished, you're finished. You have
you
to work
cannot
from home.
go to your work.
You cannot. You have to work from home.
Exactly.
You have to. You cannot. And I mean, I'm just saying this as a normal person that lives here. I know that when there is Jitex or when there is Cityscape or
Yes.
when there is Gulf Food,
Exactly.
I live in Basha. My office is on Sheikh Zayed. I do not want to go on Sheikh Zayed. Like I'm
Yes.
like, okay, I'm working from home. Just call me if you need anything. And this
Yeah.
is just us. So imagine people that actually
Exactly.
live or work near the trade center.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes.
For them, it's crazy.
I completely agree. So yeah, so that will be the advantage the way Dubai Exhibition Center is going to host like the entire.
So you
development.
said Shell and Core is about 100 to 150 dirhams per square foot.
Yes.
What about fitted?
Fitted, the government will not do the fit out. The
Okay.
organization who is leading, they have to do fit out. So they are
Okay.
not coming up with the solution where they will do the fit out.
So currently everything is available Shell and Core.
Shell and Core, yes.
Okay. And out of these business parks, are there any commercial spaces available to buy as well, or everything is on a leasing basis?
No, this is non-freehold, so
Okay.
it's only for lease.
Okay.
Not,
So the residential development is freehold,
Yes.
and the commercial development is all leasehold.
leasehold.
Okay.
Coming to Export City Dubai also, it's free and leasehold.
Leasehold.
It's only for leasing, not for buying.
Yeah, but I guess it's a good thing in the way that when any mega developer only offers commercial for leasehold, like if you see any of the big tier one developers around the city as well, they only offer their commercial spaces for
Right.
leasing within their mega developments, and I think that is good because then they get to control how many businesses of a particular type open up
Yes.
within that community.
Yes.
What are the brands that they are able to bring in? They don't
Yes.
want the value of the community to come down. They don't want to
Right.
bring in, say 10 schools or 5
Exactly.
hospitals.
Exactly.
It's a controlled development. It's a more holistic and a more well-rounded development. So I think that
Makes
is
more sense, yeah.
other developments that are coming up, like the Pulse Villas, and then there are individual small developers
Right.
that are doing residential developments over there. Like I know that there's a few there, like there's
Yes.
Lincoln Star, then there's there's Blanco, there's
Yes,
a whole
yes,
bunch of these
yes.
buildings that are coming up. Do these also make like retail spaces at the bottom
Yes,
on the
they
ground?
do.
And these are freehold.
There's a freehold.
So those can be bought,
Yes,
but
yes.
in the mega community, you are only leasing.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah. So it's good, I guess, in that way.
It's good.
Nice.
It's more controlled, and I agree that once you start selling everything, then you don't have control over the entire development.
Yes, you don't, and then
Yes.
things just keep coming up as
Yes.
and when whoever feels that whoever
Exactly.
wants to flex more muscle or
Yes.
can flex more muscle.
Exactly.
Whereas when it is under one entity, then everything is more holistic, more
Yes.
well-rounded, and the
Yes.
entire community comes up more beautifully together.
Yes, exactly.
And I also like the fact that they do all these activities. I mean, you were mentioning Mohammed bin Rashid Aerospace,
Right.
and Dubai South is also home to Dubai Air Show.
Yes, exactly.
That's where even JetX is. That's where the private terminals are, and
Yes,
so on. So
yes.
I guess like they're bringing in truly everything
Yes.
for people that want to live there.
Government has, they plan way ahead, like 15,
Yeah.
20 years
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
ahead. Definitely they go slowly and make sure that the entire infrastructure is done first.
Yeah.
So I think the entire Dubai South development, we feel that, it happened like 3-4 years ago.
No.
But I remember this development is going on for last 10-15 years. Like,
Of
it's
course,
not-
Dubai
yes.
South at one time used to be called Dubai World Central.
Exactly.
And in
exactly.
2015, it was rebranded Dubai South.
Dubai South, yes.
So
yes.
it was originally, I think, launched back in 2006, 2007.
I agree.
Right?
Yes.
They do everything in a phase-wise manner,
Right,
which is
right.
good. Because
Yes.
at one time when Dubai South was launched, prices per square foot were, say, 500 to 700 dirhams.
Exactly.
Whereas today you see prices with Expo City especially,
Right.
prices have gone to what now? 1800, 1850?
Easily, yes.
1900 dirhams a
Yes.
square foot. So it has been gradual. And
Right.
although Expo City is setting the benchmark of what the pricing in that area is supposed to be,
Yes.
other mega tier 1 developers in that area will slowly release their inventory in a phase-wise manner that
Right.
until their communities are done, they
Yes.
will match the prices of Expo City.
Exactly.
But that does allow residents to own homes at
Right,
affordable
right,
prices.
right.
And investors to make capital appreciation by the time the entire community becomes ready.
Yes.
So it's a win-win for everyone.
Exactly. In fact, I feel that Expo City has set a benchmark
Correct.
where everyone is trying to follow that benchmark.
Correct.
And what I feel about Expo City Dubai, the entire development infrastructure ready, like you can go and see like
Correct.
the entire infrastructure, you can walk around and you can go and see the site like where the development is coming.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
everything is visible, like, and the metro connectivity is there.
Yeah, it's seamless. Like there's red line, right?
Yes,
Red
exactly.
line. I went on the metro the other day for the first time. I really liked it. Yeah, I had probably never been on the metro. And I just went that day when they announced the Blue Line. So I was like,
Right.
okay, let me go on the metro and make my Blue Line. Like, I want to talk about the Blue Line metro station. So in that way, you can see how they're building. All these years, I've been here for 10 years, and there's never been the talk of even a railway network.
Yes.
But
yes.
now, given the fact that the Etihad Rail is also coming
Exactly.
there, Etihad Rail will connect, again, of course, from Saudi Arabia and Oman coming
Right.
into UAE, and not only goods, but also people.
Yes.
And that will further add one more layer of connectivity
Yes.
to the entire country, and that will pass from that area.
Exactly.
And again, if you see, I mean, you are from Bombay as well.
Right, right.
So if you see typically how communities bloom, they
Yes.
bloom around places where either the road is being made, or
Yes.
where the metro is being made, or the train station comes, and
Exactly,
so on.
exactly.
People become millionaires overnight by land banking if their
Yes.
land falls closer to these areas.
Exactly.
So I guess it's a good thing that, we're living in Dubai in a time where we're seeing the city
Yes.
become the best version of itself every day.
Yes. In fact, it's just a different topic. When I look at, read about Etihad Rail and all this developments happening, I feel it's contribution to the environment also. It's a positive contribution to the environment.
Yeah,
With every day, so many vehicles come from Oman, Saudi
correct.
on a daily basis.
Correct.
So Etihad Rail will reduce that. It will
Yeah.
contribute positively to the environment.
Yeah.
So it's a really big thing for government to really take this forward and do the entire development on that side.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
For all these people who say that, oh, they're just building and there's nobody to come and live in these buildings, and
Exactly.
I think it's really stupid. Like
Yes.
if you just go and read the statistics on where the government is planning this for, and I was reading about it the other day, and I read a report in Gulf Business or something, if I'm not wrong, which actually said that currently the supply of houses in Dubai is on average about 22,000 new houses are delivered
Right.
in Dubai every year.
Right.
Versus we actually have a requirement for more than 66,000 houses
Exactly.
every year.
Exactly.
So when governments plan something of such a magnitude,
Yes.
when big developers plan something of such a big magnitude,
Right.
they're not just waking up one day and saying, okay, we have money, let's do this. Like,
Exactly.
they have teams that do due diligence, they have teams that do feasibility studies, they have entire departments that look
Yes.
into it. They anticipate that these are the number of people that are going to be moving into the city. Like this year, there were 39,000 new students that enrolled in schools in Dubai.
Exactly.
39,000 into, let's assume, into two.
Yes.
We're still looking at 78,000 people.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. I come across a lot of clients. They feel that all this developments coming, private developers. It's a boom wagon. Like everyone is just constructing when the market is booming. But it's not like government is also has control. Like
Of course.
So they will not just let development happen where there's no need for such kind of development. So definitely, government has clear strategy how to attract the right talent, and even coming up with their new regulations on the visa norms, relaxing, getting investor visa. So a lot of things have come in place.
Yes, and that's truly where the vision of the government, like it's a very proactive government.
Yes, exactly.
They don't wait for something to go wrong and then fix it. They
Right.
anticipate, okay, that this is where we want to be,
Yes.
and let's plan for it from now.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that I really love about this city and about this country. Like, when they're seeing that, Jumeirah Village Circle came up and became extremely popular, people
Yes.
started loving living there.
Yes.
Dubai land became extremely popular, residents
Yes.
started moving there. This was leading to traffic congestion at Hessa, it was leading to traffic congestion at Sukim. And what do you know, today there's already infrastructural development. They're extending Hessa Street by 6 lanes. Like,
Exactly.
it's not a small feat. This happens just like that. In
Yes.
less than 2 years, we have a bridge and
Yes.
everything is seamless. But also for me, what I like about Dubai infrastructure development, I mean, we talk about, okay, they saw a problem, they saw a
Yes.
bottleneck, and they made a new road.
Right.
But when they initially made that road, they had made provision that
Yes.
one day a time will come after 20 years that we
Yes.
will need to expand this road. And we're
Exactly.
leaving this part, which is
Yes.
what we will use to expand.
Exactly.
Right? Like if you see Al Khail Road,
Yes.
where did they suddenly put up those lanes from?
Exactly.
If you see Sukim, like right in front of,
Right.
next to Dubai Hills Estate, where they're expanding that road, where did that space come from?
Exactly.
Right? Whereas, like, if you see in other countries around the world, if it's a 2-lane road, the government is usually forced to put up a flyover on top and a flyover
Yes.
on top of that. But here they're able to expand laterally. So, They're
No,
doing
that's
something
called futuristic planning. Like,
right. If that's even a thing, like
Yes.
lateral expansion. But yeah, it's good.
Yes.